And we are back. Finally.
Straight into Champion Select. Kassadin and Gragas instantly banned out. Jinx gone as well. Very, very strong AD carry right now. Elise also gone. We saw Elise actually played by Team Elite in the last game, so not actually a target ban against the members of ThePicksTho. We shall await following up bans. Ooh, out goes the Ziggs. That was also... Ziggs actually, that's interesting actually, because Scythe Lucario was the one who played Ziggs last game. They're actually target banning themselves almost. And Dr. Mundo gets banned out. That's a fairly common ban, but could almost have been a target ban against the Luix, of course. He did very well last game. Very good farm, and great presence in the late game. Does look like they're going to hover over Orianna for that amazingly good presence in late game team fights. Shockwave cannot be understated in its use at any point.
Nope, if Orianna is going to be the first pick, it's definitely a safe pick, and it shows that they're going to be looking for some sort of engage with like a Malphite, a Shyvana, along those sort of lines. I was about to say Elise, but she's already been banned out, so it won't be Elise or Mundo, so... And Jarvan.
Jarvan, definitely. All the Jarvans.
So, first pick locked in for ThePicksTho, NumerOuno. Next to pick up their two champions and see what they're going to do with them.
Yes, we will. I'm just looking at the bans to think any obvious kind of plays that would come through from certain bans, and I cannot really think of any. They seem to be, fairly safe bans. There's nothing silly coming out. Shyvana and the Lissandra being hovered over. Very heavy engage right there. Glacial Path into a Ring of Frost is a very strong engage mode team fight, especially if you follow it with a Frozen Tomb on yourself, because of course it's basically a free Zhonya's for 2.5 seconds, make you immune to damage. Shyvana, of course, also great engagement with that Dragon's Descent. The ability to take away that ball delivery system as well from ThePicksTho, definitely very, very valuable. Very interesting to see who they'll choose as their ball delivery system in this team comp.
A lot of champions still up though. Riven, Kha'Zix available as well. We do also have Lucian as an AD carry role available at the moment. And obviously we're going to see a Thresh. Well, that's not too big a surprise to see a Thresh in these games. Not surprised we've not seen an Annie yet so far.
No, I haven't seen her picked all day. Scythe Lucario actually hovering over the Rengar. We didn't see that, but we've seen that early in the game. In the day we saw it in the first match. It was not played to amazing effect. It did get a couple of picks off, but it's actually going to be switched to a Riven at the last second, so Psychic Hinderman right here picking out the Riven, going straight down for the top lane. I'm interested to see if they're going to use Shyvana in the top lane. If that Sejuani pick does go through, then that is definitely a top lane Shyvana, and I'm interested to see how that lane will go, because Riven has a lot of damage, but Shyvana is a lot tankier, and definitely in the earlier stages of the game, especially before Riven can stack up AD and make that Valor Shield really worth it. Soraka, I'm interested by, but definitely not a popular support right now. She's good for a sustain lane, but
she's not high up the tier list.
Amazing elsewhere.
Yeah, she's not high up the tier list order at the moment, is Soraka, so we'll have to see what the sort of game plan's going to be picking the Soraka into a Thresh lane at the moment. I mean, there's champs like Leona's available, so they do go with Soraka. It's going to be interesting to see where they actually choose to play her. She's good against Riven though, because she does silence, and that silence really screws up Riven, because Riven's all about abilities, and if she can't cast her abilities, then she can't do anything. So Soraka could be the sort of counter pick they're looking for to take out Riven in these team fights. Sejuani, heavy CC, and a good front line for them. So a lot of ice damage coming out from NumerOuno so far, with Lissandra and Sejuani picked up. I'm throwing a bit of melting fire there with Shyvana on the top.
Yeah, we have Oscar and Rask going for these last two picks for ThePicksTho, and we should be looking for a jungler and an AD carry in these two picks.
Well, Lucian, Kha'Zix available. Kha'Zix can work as a ball delivery system, but more than likely, I was about to say Jarvan. Yep, You do need a ball delivery system if you're going to be using Orianna, and there's one available for him. It's going to be
there's a Vayne, actually.
Quite possibly, yeah.
In they go. So Jarvan providing that very nice ball delivery system for the Orianna ultimate. Of course, there's also the Thresh to do the exact same purpose. If he lands a good death sentence, goes flying into the middle of the opposing team with the ball on him, then that could be very, very nice. But I'm going to say that it's more likely than not that the Jarvan will be used for the ball delivery, especially if he can land a multiple target Cataclysm.
Yep, but you can also use the you can use the ball obviously to give Riven some extra engage speed as well, which is also nice, and the shield to help her, tank up that front line a bit more. Obviously, Thresh can be given it as well when he does land those hooks and goes in deep. But we'll see NumerOuno probably hovering over Caitlyn here, looking for that long range poke. She's got a very big front line with Syndra and with Sejuani and Lissandra. But it looks like we might actually see Sivir instead. Sivir would be a nice choice because she's got nice long range poke with a Q, with a massive boomerang. On top of that, though, her ultimate does work very well with Shyvana and Sejuani to help them get deep into that team fight very fast. So the picks are locked in, and we do see.
Yes, indeed. Also, it is. Yeah, and of course, Sivir very, very nice because it partially eliminates some of the risk of getting picked off. I mean, if Oscar tries to land a death sentence and Poro is paying attention, he can just spell shield it instantly. It's like if Stockness tries to land a knock-up into a death sentence, then if you can time it right, then you can evade a good amount of that crowd control time and be dealing a lot more damage across the course of a team fight, especially when Ricochet is up, which should be fairly often in the later stages of the game.
Well, we'll have to see how this pans out. We're going into the last 10 seconds, where Evan will be looking at some of her abilities, and the game will begin for them, or we're into the delay. Which lanes do you reckon are going to be the most interesting to watch this game? As in, where do you think all the action's going to be?
In the early stages of the... early on, I would say that the middle lane will be interesting. 3-6, it's going to be very back and forth, very skill-based onto, whether or not Gyarados can actually land a good glacial prison, that's the name of Sejuani's glacial path into Frost Ring as Wannabe comes in on that Sejuani. There's a good CC chain that can go down in that middle lane, and if Lucario isn't paying enough attention to it, or can't land a really good distance to stop Wannabe from getting to him, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble early on. Across the other lanes, top lane, it'd be interesting to see how the Luix will play the lane, because of course Riven's usually a very, very aggressive laner, but Sejuani can... Wow, I'm getting names awful right now. But Shyvana can usually capitalize really, really well on aggression, because of course just activate the burnout, wait for Riven to finish her burst, hit burnout, lower flame breath, twin bite, start stacking down the damage, because flame breath, of course, when Shyvana was changed, now deals percentage max health damage, which is very, very nice in the later stages of game.
I'm pretty sure.
Going to team fight, it's pretty sure.
No, go carry on, it's fine.
Alright, it's making me doubt myself there. The late game focus definitely for NumerOuno when it goes into the team fights is probably going to be Rask. I mean, everyone knows that Vayne gets scary late game, and they do have a fairly decent composition to protect her as well. Like, if she gets engaged upon, you can knock people away with the Flay from Oscar, and you can use the box defensively, you can use Shockwave defensively, you can use Cataclysm defensively. But it's basically whether or not Rask can get into a fight, pick off the squishier members of NumerOuno, and then move on to the tanks, who will melt because, of course, Silver Bolt's, that third proc, does deal percentage max health damage.
Yeah, the longer the game goes, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Shyvana Sejuani as that frontline tank combo, or Vayne, because Vayne's going to be the one that has to kill those tanks when they get to that stage. No one else is going to be really able to apply that much damage. I mean, Riven with a Broken Wings ultimate, she can do a lot of damage with the AoE, but it's landing it, it's percentage-based health, so it will do some damage to them, but I think it's all going to come down to the Vayne and how well they can protect him and keep the peel going.
Yeah, definitely. The combo lands, though, with the Flag and Drag, followed by the Shockwave, followed by the Cataclysm, then it's going to be very, very, very easy for Rask, especially if you've got Oskin ready there for if Wannabe or Gyarados try to get out of it with, say, a Glacial... I've forgotten its name now. What is it? Arctic Assault, that's the one. Got it. And if Gyarados tries to escape with the Glacial Path, then you've got Oskin there. He can flay someone straight away, and then Rask can turn his focus. If it's Gyarados, definitely turn his focus and just try and get it bursted down as fast as possible. If it's the Sejuani, then maybe not as much so. Just tumble away and keep beating on the squishes.
So we do go into the loading screen, as we can see in example number 1. There may be a few issues with the stream at the moment. I seem to be dropping a few frames, so I'll try and get that taken care of as quick as possible. We'll just keep track of it.
Alright, into the loading screen we go. I'm just looking to see. No, everyone loading up very quickly. 100% sat there right now, getting into this game very, very swiftly. And all the skins right now. Only 3 champions in this game do not have a skin. So much of the cosmetics. Then again, I do very much like Snowstorm Severe, which is there. So we have Freljord represent it's for the team of NumerOuno, and then a little bit more here and there on the side of them picks, though.
So yep, we are into game. We do see immediately NumerOuno going through the top half of their jungle, looking for an invade onto the blue by the looks of it, looking for some very, very early pressure. Very fast buy from them at the start of this game, and we're going to probably see Riven. Riven does catch them in that top area at the start of the game, so she knows something's going on. The rest of the team not really in a position to do anything about this. They are aware of what's about to happen here. Are they going to continue this invade or just back out? No, they're just looking to back out. And now Orianna going to use that ball to give awareness of the rest of the map so they can see what's going on in case they do go for an invade elsewhere. So no level 1 fight going to be. Everyone's going to play safe. NumerOuno going to go back to that blue buff for safety, just in case.
Yeah, I'm still sat on the loading screen for some reason. This is like problematic. There is the wonderful sound of pinging, and I'm finally into the game.
Pings,
80
ping.
seconds after the fact.
So you want to get
we do, of course. Yep, and we've got Jarvan sat in that brush, ready to take his red. Very standard, of course. AD carry and support assistance when taking his red buff is just quicker, get that cleared down, and he can then start having an effect elsewhere on the map.
Well, what this tells us straight away is that we're going to see a level 3 fight top lane where both junglers are going to turn up about the same sort of time, looking to put pressure on this top lane. So it's going to be a 2v2 top, I expect, after both these buffs are picked up. We'll see how that plays out.
Definitely, yes. Oskin laughing like a madman, want to be picking up that blue buff. Things start getting into motion on this semi-final of the EGL League of Legends Championship Summoners Cup number 20 between ThePicksTho and NumerOuno.
Yep.
Fairlife and Projects doing a push already.
I expect to see Riven win out this top lane early on, so we'll have to see how that works out for him, because Riven early game does a lot of damage, and you can see putting a lot of pressure on in that top lane already as the Ignite goes down from Riven onto Shyvana, trying to make sure she burns through those health potions early, because she did start Cloth 5. Oh, sorry, I apologise. It wasn't Cloth
definitely
5?
a good pick.
Yeah. My bad. Carry on. Sorry.
No, definitely a smart pick against a Riven, because almost all of the damage is physical damage. In fact, it is in entirety physical damage. So, smart pickup. See the totem going down. So, if jungle presence is called forth, which is very, very likely, then it will at least be seen.
Well, Sedge saw exactly where that ward went down thanks to Shyvana, and she's pinged already where she's going to be going in this top lane to just get in the brush behind in case Jarvan does make a play in there. But Jarvan recalled just as I said that, so he's going to be going back to base right now. And we'll see if Riven does go aggressive in this bottom lane. Taking a lot of damage, the burnout is applied as much as possible, but the charge in from Sejuani doesn't do enough to deter her whatsoever. A bit of a fail gank there, a bit of pressure. They tried to sort of bait her in, but it didn't go exactly as NumerOuno probably wanted. Nice hook though from Thresh going out. Slightly misses, hits that creep. Spell shield was burnt though, so that'd been a cooldown for a few seconds.
Yeah, that was very well done by the Lux in the top lane, actually. He valid to escape the damage coming out from Arctic Assault, and now we do see Shyvana going incredibly low. I'm surprised that he's sticking around. That is his last potion gone. In comes Stockness, actually. Can we see the flag and drag? No, we are not. Wannabe dissuades the engagement. Oh no, Stockness still goes in. Forces the flash out.
Yep, she does burn it, but she's staying in as long as she can. Sejuani's a brute of a tank at the moment, though, and does get a lot of slows off. There's some more as the red buff is in, but they turn straight back onto Shyvana. Shyvana's going to be able to get away from it, though, and it's Riven who's caught out of position now. But who's going to go down? The Ignite goes down from Shyvana. That's First Blood. Riven goes down First Blood in favour of NumerOuno. Crazy fights.
Yep. Middle lane is fairly standard. We see just little bit of poke here and there. We do actually see that it's Gyarados that gets the early farm advantage. Being on the bottom lane, Gyarados going.
That's definitely going to go down. The exhaust did go out from Soraka, but she can't really stop the damage that Vayne could put out there. Really nice combo from Thresh and Vayne down there.
Yeah, kill did go to Oscan, but the exhaust was down, so it was just a case of pick up the kill, and it doesn't really matter. Vayne doesn't get ridiculously strong until the 15-20 minute mark, even if that. So get the items slightly faster, maybe not quite as fast as you would have liked, but more gold is always better gold.
Well, just the denial of CS in that bottom lane for Severe is going to put her in a bit of a disadvantage, especially because Soraka's not really the most aggressive in lane. She can only really just sustain, and if Severe's behind, there's not all they can do. The hook goes off after the flay, and the flash from Vayne to get himself to knock into the condemn range, pour into the wall, but Severe turns up just in time. That flash was wasted in the end. And Thresh still going aggressive onto Soraka, trying to put the damage down. The Lantern goes out to bring Thresh, and there's the flash! And the flay! That was a really nice play from Oscan there. Vayne might be able to get away from this one, will he? Nope. Severe's going to get the kill in trade, though, and it looks like Thresh could be in trouble as well. I think he went too aggressive in this situation. Severe burns the flash, continues to chase under the tail. One more auto attack should be enough. Yes, that is a pickup for Severe. So Severe picking up 2 kills there, and Vayne picking up that one.
Yeah, they're going a little bit too aggressive right now, Oscan and Rask, so that was punished. Projux does get 2 kills for that earlier death.
Oh, so
Wannabe comes down as well. They're trying to push out this turret very hard.
Going really aggressive in mid. Does pick up that kill on Orianna. The ultimate did come out. Orianna couldn't get us away from that one. Just the auto attacks and the ignite finished that one off. We did catch on stream. Meanwhile, we do see Jarvan going top onto the Shyvana. Shyvana's in trouble. She's not 6 yet. Lots of damage being put down. They're going to have to back away, though. She's in tower range, and no one has flash really to go in deep on that one. So 4-2 in favour of NumerOuno. Fights all over the map constantly. And a small goal lead developing.
Yeah, very minor. It's just over 1,000. So if it snowballs, though, I could imagine it getting very bad for members of ThePicksTho. Riven doesn't get really strong unless she does pick up early kills, and she hasn't got those as of yet. She died for First Blood. Very nice use of that ignite by the Shyvana. And right now she is being slightly out-farmed, but we do actually see the Shyvana backing out right now. Already has a giant belt, which is very impressive to see. We may actually see a very early round Zoman coming out from him.
Yeah, I think that first kill really helped him out in that top lane and make sure he can get that giant spell. So, going to work out well for him. Lots of pings going down and resistance for Jarvan, though, because there's a ward just gone down from Sejuani at the blue buff. They're looking for an opportunity to pick this one up. Jarvan's aware of it, but so's Riven and Orianna, both in good position for when this Sejuani looks for an opportunity to do something. Riven's going to meet, quite possibly, with this Sejuani in the middle lane. Nope, everyone's just going to back away.
Yep, Rask and Osk having a little bit of basically verbal disagreement at the moment with Projux and Fail Life. It's definitely not turning too physical right now. Midlane is picking up their blue buffs.
Well, Lissandra gets hers
we'll
now,
see.
but Jarvan's will take a little bit longer to respawn for the time being. So Orianna will have to wait a few seconds for hers to get up, but I expect to see some fight over that blue buff. Sejuani possibly looking for a gank in middle lane at the same time as we do see the action bottom. Sejuani does come round, nothing much more comes of that. As the wards weren't really in place to stop her, but Sejuani doing a good job of roaming around as much as possible.
Yeah, the Luix backing out in the top lane. We did see the Shyvana moving around to see if they could deny the back, but could not, so we do see Luix backing out, picking up a Vampiric Scepter. That's most likely to go towards the Ravenous Hydra. It's a very strong pickup for any melee AD, really.